Hey everybody. Okay, welcome to our lesson on tessellations. Now in tessellations there will be two videos. So this is the first video and there will be another video. Okay, so in this video we will basically introduce the whole concept of tessellations. We will talk about what is tessellations and what is not tessellations. Okay, so let's kick off. Now in tessellations, just like symmetry, we can find tessellations all around us. Okay, tessellation, I mean, wherever you look, you can actually find tessellations. Okay, now in tessellations in nature, you can see something like this tortoise, sorry, you can see tessellations in, this is a beehive, the inside of a beehive, and there are also tessellations in pineapple. Okay, so tessellations can be found everywhere in nature. Now in art, we can see tessellations as well. Alright, so some of these are artwork that have tessellation concepts in there. So we will move on to talk about what exactly constitutes a tessellation. Okay, now but first thing, I want you to look carefully at these three pictures. Okay, these three pictures here, and I want you to pause to think about something. Okay, I want you to look at it very carefully, look at it very closely. Okay, and ask yourself, what do you notice? Okay, what is common about all three pictures? There is something that is common, and through this thinking and discussion with yourself, you will actually figure out some of the concepts of tessellation. Okay, so I want you to think about it. You will need to stop at this video. Okay, I mean, I'll tell you to pause. So what I want you to do now is to actually move on to this Google form. You will find the Google form down below. Okay, I've actually put it below the video. I've embedded in the wiki space below the video. So I want you to go to this Google form, put in your name, put in your index number, and I want you to tell me, okay, what is common about all the tessellations you've seen so far. So all these three tessellations, you tell me what is common about these three. So pause the video now to go and do it. Okay, pause the video. Okay, I hope that you have gone into the Google form to answer the questions. Now it's important that you go into the Google form before you continue on with this video. So if you have not gone into the Google form, please stop this video now, go and answer the question in the Google form. Okay, so now you should have actually noticed that there is something common about all three pictures. Now each tessellation, if you look carefully, is made up with one shape. So I'm going to go back again. Okay, so if you look carefully, this tessellation here is made up of this one shape, but it's repeated many times. Same with this. This is made out of this shape, but it's repeated many times. This is made out of this small little shape, repeated many times. Okay, so each tessellation, when we talk about tessellations, each tessellation is made up with one shape. Now if you look at this series of squares is a tessellation, and I'm just going to shade one of this. Okay, I'm going to shade, oopsie, alright, I'm going to shade this, let me see, purple. Okay, so if you notice carefully, this tessellation is made up of, okay, this tessellation is made up of squares. Okay, while this tessellation is made up of what? Oh yeah, triangle. So let me just shade it. Let's give it orange. Okay, so you notice that each tessellation is made up of one shape. Now we have a name for that, and that name is, let me drag it over here. Yeah, that name is unit shape. Okay, so each tessellation is made up of one unit shape. Okay, right. So let me hide this again, bring this bigger. Okay, so each tessellation is made up of one shape. We called it the unit shape. So the first thing you've learned about tessellation is to identify. You must be able to identify, given a tessellation, what is the unit shape. Alright, so for this case, the unit shape is square. For this figure, the unit shape is this triangle. Okay, now we can use the unit shapes of the tessellation to build patterns. So given a unit shape, you can actually start building patterns. You can actually start building tessellations. So let's see, for this, if I can start building it up, okay, and I can build it in all directions. Alright, so I'll build it here. I'm just gonna quickly do it. Alright, so I'm actually building my tessellation in all directions. Alright, so if you look carefully, see that I'm actually making this is actually a beehive. Alright, see? So I can continue. Now the interesting thing about tessellation, there is no limit to tessellations. Okay, you can keep on building and building and building. So it doesn't stop. Alright? So we can use the unit shape of the tessellation to build patterns in all directions. So that's the key here. You must be able to build it. Now, however, we need to understand that some shapes do not tessellate. Okay, let's take for example this circle over here. Okay, I'm going to try to tessellate. All right, I'm just going to try to put them together. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oopsie. Okay, like that. Now, is this a tessellation? How about this? Let's see. Let's try and build it like that. Is this a tessellation? Now you have to understand something. Okay? This is the second concept that you need to understand. The first thing is each tessellation is made up of a unit shape. Now the second thing, which is as important, is that shapes, tessellation must not have gaps. Okay? It must not have gaps, and they cannot overlap. Alright, so they cannot have gaps, they cannot overlap. So there are some shapes that do not tessellate. Alright, so shapes do not tessellate when there are gaps in between or when they overlap. So I can't do something like this. Okay, I can't do something like this. Alright, to try and make them tessellate. Whatever, okay. There's no way. Okay, I can't do like that. There's no way that I can make this circle or this shape tessellate. Because no matter what I do, that there will be gaps and there will be overlaps. So these two things cannot happen. Okay? So that's it. So you've basically learned what you need to learn about tessellations. So let's recap. Now a tessellation is when you cover a surface with a pattern. So a tessellation is basically a pattern of shapes. Okay, and we have a name for those shapes. We call them the unit shape. So each tessellation is made up of one unit shape. And the unit shapes, when they cover this surface, it must not have any gaps, it must not overlap. Okay, so two things to remember. Tessellation is made out of unit shapes, no gaps, no overlaps. Right. Okay, at this point, we are done with this video. Okay, you have learned the concepts. What I want you to do is to actually go and do your workbook. Okay, I want you to go and do your workbook, practice 1, identifying tessellations. Now once you're done, there is actually another video that will give you the answers to this practice. So once you have finished with practice 1, okay, I want you to watch the second video, which is the answers to practice 1. Okay, the title of the video is Answers to Practice 1, where I will show you the answers and you will do your corrections on your own. Okay, I will check your work when I'm back in school. Okay, once you're finished with your practice 1, checking of the answers, so that's required for today's lesson. Finish practice 1, check your answers. Once you're done with that and you have time to spare, look at the links below. Okay, in the wiki space, I would have added in these links. Alright, I want you to go and just have fun, play around with some of the websites here. Okay, so there are several websites. Some of them gives you certain information about tessellations. Okay, so these two gives you more information about what is tessellation about. And I have also put in some activities, okay, where you can just play and have fun to build some tessellations along. Alright, so some of these websites allows you to build tessellations on your own. Okay, where you can just build tessellations and just have fun with it. So like for this, you can actually drag and just build, and then they will tessellate for you. So you can just have fun to explore the whole topic of tessellations. Okay, well, hope you have fun.